What's up, people? It's time for VEDM vlog number 15, I think. I will reshoot that if I'm wrong. But anyway, for today's video, I thought I would talk about Super Smash Brothers, because I love that series. And I'm going to be talking about my 5 favorite characters throughout the whole series. And I'm just going to state off right now, like with my Star Wars list, these are not the ones I think are the best. These are my favorites. Because I just love playing them because they're fun characters. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the 2 that almost made it on the list, but I left them off because they're clones of another person on the list. Or technically, the one on the list is a clone. Anyway, those would be Dr. Mario and Mario. I love the Mario character, he's just so much fun. However, Dr. Mario is only in Melee, and Mario kind of started sucking in Brawl with his easy-to-avoid Final Smash and the stupid down B flood attack. That was just stupid. Seriously, bad move, Nintendo, bad move. Okay, so for number 5, I'm going to be going with Meta Knight. Now, Meta Knight, not Meta Knight. I'm not talking about any religious group here. Okay, now I like this guy. He's fast, he's considered the best player in all of Brawl, and I think that's the reason he's only number 5, because I feel like he's a bit OP sometimes. Like, sometimes it's just too easy, because he can just fly away, he has almost infinite recovery capabilities. He's fast, he's decent strength. One of the only bad things is the fact that he has no projectiles, and his final smash is kind of hard to use, because you got like a foot in front of you to kill them. But apart from that, he's pretty boss, and pretty much unstoppable. Which is why he's number 5, because he's too OP. Sorry. Okay, so for number 4, I'm going to be going with Pokemon Trainer. And I would possibly, if it was the individual Pokemon, I might put Venusaur up a bit higher, because I love the Bulbasaur, Venusaur evolution line. I like grass types. You can hate on me all you want, Pokemon lovers. But yeah, he's also Squirtle, not a huge fan of him. He's a bit too light. His, water boost attack that does no damage kind of annoys me. But apart from that, they're all good. Charizard's kind of like a Bowser type character. You got a mid-range Venusaur, and then you got a very light, fast Squirtle. So they cover all the bases pretty well. Just not my personal favorite, but still close enough, still good enough to make my top 5 list. Jack of all trades means master of none. And then for number 3, I'm going to be going with Captain Olimar. Now, I like him, and he's also considered on the current Brawl tier list. He's number 2, but just due to the fact that he focuses all of his attacks on Pikmin, and that leaves a lot of it up to chance, and a good missile from Samus, or a homing missile from Snake's controllable missile will just take out all of them, and that will seriously mess you up. And he's a light character, which I know almost all of my favorites are lights, but still, he doesn't have the recovery like Kirby or Jigglypuff or Meta Knight, or even Dedede. It's amazing that Dedede has amazing recovery. Anyway, but there's also the fun of just randomly plucking out 5, 6 Pikmin and then just chucking them straight out at an opponent. And okay, his color combinations are not great, but he's fun. His final smash is kind of fun to use, just weaken every single player on the field and then slam down on them with a rocket. It's just a fun little move to use, kind of unexpected, and there's just nothing quite like aiming a giant rocket at your opponent and watching them fly away. And for that, he got the number 3 spot. Okay, now for number 2, this is the one that was the Mario clone, but I just love Luigi. He started out a pretty much direct Mario clone, just a bit taller jump, bit higher jumper, faster, I think even a bit stronger, but he was very floaty. But he's just fun to use. He's an oddball, he never gets remembered. I mean, I used to always love Luigi. I always picked Luigi when we were younger playing Mario games, because nobody ever cares about Luigi. I mean, I hate to sound hipster, but he's, too understream, not mainstream. Not understream, that's not a thing. Non-mainstream. He's like underground Mario, because he's always living in the shadow, but he's just so much cooler, honestly. And especially when they, messed up Mario all that much in Brawl, Luigi just kind of came through and it's hey, I'm still awesome. And when they differentiated with him between Mario and Luigi and Melee, when they gave him the green missile instead of the cape thing, I think that was a really good move for them. And it made Luigi have an excellent recovery. Only thing is the fact that I often find myself missiling into a wall instead of super fire jump punch, which is a bit annoying. But he's powerful, he's got that humiliating kick if you can actually use your taunt right by somebody. It's got almost no damage, but it's still nice just to be able to, hey, you're probably down at this point, kick you. And fun stuff. Okay, so that's why Luigi's my number 2, except for his stupid pink costume. I hate the fact that his red costume's pink. I feel like in Smash 4 you should be able to choose orange as the option for pink, or for red instead of pink. Nintendo, listen to my words. Okay. Okay, and for number 1, I am going to go with Kirby. Yay! The little pink ball of fluff is my favorite. He was actually the first one that I used, like, majorly, and when I was early on playing the game, he was, like, the only one I used, just due to the fact that it was so much fun, just to be like, hey, you have a power, now I have that power, now eat laser. And it's still fun to do that. And his, like, infinite recovery possibility, he has, like, 6 jumps. So if you time it out right, you can get back from pretty much everywhere that you're thrown around, which is good because you get thrown around a lot. Also, his rock smash is just so much fun, just be like, fly above, fly, 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 smash! And the final cutter, it's just kind of fun to grab them and then slice them up and beat them down. And it's a very rare move that has a melee and projectile, and I like that. And yeah, just due to the fact that he is every character in the game pretty much does give him some points. Although it is a bit annoying when you suck up Pichu and Melee and you're like, crap, I now have to hurt myself every time I use B. Which is why Pichu will never make it onto any top 5 list ever. Well, any good top 5 list ever for Smash Brothers. Oh, Melee, you had to mess up so much there, didn't you? So much. But anyway, Kirby, fun character, love the guy. Pink ball of fluff and awesomeness. And yeah. Okay, for my YouTube recommendation today, I'm going to be going with the Jovenshire. And if anybody watched King of the Nerds, he was Joshua, and he actually has his own channel on YouTube. He does vlogs and gaming videos, a lot of gaming videos. He's also on Smosh Games, which is where I found out about him. And yeah, he plays games. Anyway, I will leave a link down to his channel in the doobly-doo down below. And until then, I will see you later, and DFTBA.